What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I was having, some thoughts as we've done a lot of episodes the last couple weeks. But, you know, talking to some of these athletes and just the adversity or talking about, God's plan and timing, it's kind of crazy how it's all like fell together. A lot of hiccups in the road, things that I've done wrong, things that other people have done wrong when it comes to this show. Um, you know, in the beginning, it was definitely just to get the athlete's story. And then somewhere along the line, my arrogance did come in the way, but it was also because of the way, certain people made assumptions like we were just trying to make money off the athletes or, it was just about what we could gain. And that just wasn't true. And then fan bases being disgusting because you didn't say what you or they wanted to hear. And so, but it's kind of all, fell together right. The right athletes, the right schools, the right fan bases. We know who to interact with, right? You know, we've had some teams, we've had some athletes, to use one right now off the top, we've been interviewing a lot of gymnasts, right? And Oklahoma, Cal, Berkeley, and Alabama, is all about us interviewing their athletes. And we're gonna, obviously not only take that opportunity, but even as an LSU fan in gymnastics, I can ride or die with any of these ladies. Talk to them regularly, just amazing young women, a lot of them God fearing young women, and it's exciting to see what they do. I was already a fan of most of them, which is why I asked them to come on. But when you come on our show, it's not about paying the athlete or I don't want to have to chase and beg. I ask you on because I want to be able to share your story and I want to help promote you. And then with that, you get our allegiance of our fandom and us trying to help you get NIL deals and everything else in between. And I think that's something that's valuable, something that we've brought to the table for a lot of different athletes. When you get me in your corner, I will work for you harder than anybody. That's the only way I know is to go 100 miles an hour. So, whether it's been them or when it comes to the baseball teams, Tennessee's already massively successful, but they want to have every guy on their team. They're well aware of the in off the bench effect, which you can believe it's a real thing. It's not. Stats just kind of don't lie, and why that happens, I don't know. I think my wife says it best. God's blessed me with the opportunity of knowing an amazing combination of talent and character, and it all falls together nicely. Whether we're talking about the four teams in college baseball that have won while we're covering, but Tennessee and LSU want to just keep coming on and take advantage of it. I'm fine with it because those are the two teams I like rooting for most, anyways, right? So, and that's where the fan base thing comes in. If the Tennessee baseball fan base is going to be the one that supports us the most, then why wouldn't we keep doing that? Same with, any other sport that we do. It's Mississippi State soccer. It was something that I jumped on because of their character. And now the way those girls and even those coaches that we've had on and the way their fan base receives us, like, why would we not want to stay a part of that? So, everybody's kind of winning, but I had to go through trial and tribulations. Obviously, have had a lot of hiccups, social media wise, fought with a lot of people, said some stuff that I shouldn't have. Obviously, you have the Fayetteville thing, which I still 100% will stay solid that I didn't do anything wrong. You have assistant athletic directors from certain schools or media things saying that we were peddling, health products, and that's why we were interviewing gymnasts, which was wild and crazy, and ended up having to get a lawyer involved because it was not even true. I don't even sell health products. We just have a sponsor that does, or that's their thing. So like, when you're trying to do good things, there are going to be people on the attack. There's always going to be haters. And I thought about doing this after talking with Garrett Michelle and Jordan Kane, and them both opening up about what God has done in their life and just the fact that they had to face major adversity and had a lot of questions and really had to lean in. And I say that because there's been a lot of times with this podcast, I've thought about just hanging it up because I've let other people or when numbers struggle to let me down. But at the end of the day, I've made so many amazing relationships with the athletes, with their families, me and my son, my daughter, my wife, sometimes, I mean, everywhere, getting to see champions. I mean, I counted yesterday, 64 athletes became a national champion after coming on this show, which means I got to watch it because we support them all. You know, over more than that have been drafted across 5 different sports to play professionally. And then that's what's tied into the Pros and Joe show, to where we start interviewing professional baseball players because we had so many of them on. So why not like take it to the next level, and just kind of kept this show with collegiate. But it's been a wild ride up and down, but one that's not fixing to go away, because I'm not going to let negativity, because I look at the stories of this week and just how much the men and women loved sharing them. And, you know, when it comes to numbers, if it only reaches 200 versus 2,000, that's fine. That's 200 people that get to reach some of the story. It's wild that it hasn't gotten bigger. I know a lot of it has to do with money. You know, I don't have the money like the dudes who started Bat Boys Baseball, right? Like, they're wildly famous, but they were doing interviews of culturally stuff with baseball players well after us. The thing is, when you have money and it's a business mindset like that, and that what they're doing is 100%. Like, I love it. It's amazing content. So that's not a knock. It's just saying they invested the money. I don't have that kind of money to invest in this. You know, if anything, we invested our money into Chinook Seedery and some of these athletes with getting NIL things set up. So I feel much better about that, honestly. But just want to continue to encourage people to share, to listen. It doesn't have to be your team. That would be the thing I'd actually encourage you the most. Listen to those who aren't a part of the school that you root for. And it's amazing, because then what happens is, at the end of the day, you're not stuck just rooting for your team. And so when they lose, you're not discouraged. But when you're rooting for athletes outside of your team, when you're enjoying the sport as a whole, it'll take your fandom up another notch. It'll give you a reason to enjoy it to its fullest. It's what I've been able to do. I mean, it used to be when LSU lost something, I lost my mind. It ruined my day. It ruined my weekend. Now it's fine. You know, I can just watch the success of other ones that I know, or, you know, just see the silver lining in all of it. So that's just what I would encourage you to do. But that's just kind of what I wanted to share that was on my heart today. I appreciate everyone who does support us, and look forward to another good week next week. Y'all stay blessed.